What is up, everybody? We are Cinema 3D, and today we are going to be giving our review of Godzilla Minus One. So, welcome back, Cinema 3D, with one more D to join us today. Please welcome Griffin, first guest on our official podcast episodes, and Griffin, you came to watch this movie with us, and now we would like to talk about the movie with you.
I'm super excited to dig in. This was quite a film.
Quite a film indeed. Dig dug. So,
Modest.
This is going to be our third Godzilla film in the recent days after John gave us two great Godzilla videos this week. Be sure to check those out on our channel, and we are pretty much going to be getting right into talking about the king of the monsters himself, Godzilla Minus One. Starting with Justin of Cinema 3D. Justin, I want to ask you, what did you think of Godzilla Minus One? Give us some feedback on it.
Give me that sweet.
We're back. Here with Justin.
Oh man.
So I don't know. I want to hype it up a little bit more for you, but that's how. We'll start with an easier question. How's the popcorn?
Popcorn was all right.
Popcorn was good.
Coke was better.
Coke was better. No, I'd actually completely disagree.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because the Coke machines, and this is a huge problem for movie theaters, by the way.
I understand.
Yeah.
AMC,
if you're watching, this whole one and done soda sop is just ridiculous, because you pour your soda and the fountain doesn't get rid of all the excess juices from the other sodas, so you're over here ordering a Coke and you always get a hint of cherry. Doesn't matter how long you rinse it out with water.
You do the water first.
I always do the water.
Do the water, and then that doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work perfectly.
They got to do their own podcast.
we have the same person on this side and the same person on that side. Crap.
Cinema 3D only offers two personalities.
The dichotomy, the contrast is real, yo.
But that is my complaint with the sodas, and I miss old school. Just fill her up, give me a separate slot, give me a classic Coke or Pepsi. I don't care.
Dr. Pepper,
American
Fanta, Sprite, anything.
Cheeseburger. But beyond the snacks, the film itself, give us your take.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys saw me. I'm sure you did. I was crying multiple times throughout the film, but at the end I was in tears. I had to wipe them out while I was walking out. Oh my gosh, dude, this is a film.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really experienced something like that in the theaters before. I want to cry right now talking about it.
This is amazing.
I don't know how they did this, honestly.
Yeah.
I do not know how you can accomplish something like this. The visuals are stunning, not just the effects, but the simplicity of the style of the look they went for.
Yeah.
Just so good, pleasing, not overly saturated. I know this is technical stuff, but from the get-go with the water sequence, the plane landing, and a lot of static shots, and it accentuates all the action that happens in the movie. You're gonna say something?
I was just gonna, is this spoiler free, or are we going with spoilers?
I think we could let's have the first half. Well, honestly, no. Just
People that are watching this, spoiler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is spoilers.
Spoiler warning
Let's
is
just
now
get-
officially out.
Let's just get going. It's a spoiler. It's amazing. So yeah, go watch it.
There you go.
See,
All right.
John has spoken. He saw it twice already.
I did.
That's true.
Yeah, no, the looks amazing. The acting was top tier. I mean, that's understating it, honestly.
Absolutely.
So easy to follow. I knew it was a Japanese film with subtitles, but when it started, I kind of forgot that.
Oh, you completely forgot the subtitles.
Dude, normally when you're watching something like that, you're always like this, and then your head starts hurting. This one, never.
You were reading as naturally as you were hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, What?
I'm so glad you guys said that because a lot of people don't like foreign films, don't like subtitles. I think you want to broaden your horizon and watch all these great foreign films as well. I just think it hits different. It's kind of cool to go into another culture and just kind of see their art, see their way of cinema. So anyways, I'm glad you guys said that.
No,
That's
it's
a great point. as
Yeah,
well.
that was one of the things I noticed like 15, 20 minutes in. I was like, I'm not in pain like with my eyes. Normally I would be. Even in some of the past Godzilla ones, they have a lot more action than I would say than this one does. And it was a little bit harder to read and understand what was going on. But even without reading, there were sometimes I didn't even look down and I understood exactly what was happening. Like I kind of got used to some of the words they were saying, which was kind of cool because I don't know the language at all.
Right.
That the story did not expect that was out of left field. You know, I'm expecting classic Godzilla action. You know, he's gonna destroy stuff,
Absolutely.
and that does happen, but it's so much more meaningful when you watch it. And if Godzilla wasn't even in this movie, I would still cried.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
I can see that 100%.
you just spoilers. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I just don't want to spoil the movie for people that are gonna have the same experience as I did. But the main character, I don't know his name because I don't really understand the names per se. Koichi. Stand out.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
from the get-go to the end, one of the best less than 2-hour character development I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Start to finish, bookends perfectly in ways you wouldn't expect. And I was just in tears, just trying to hold it back because I went to watch it with three men. But I just let it go because I was just like, this deserves it. This movie deserves the emotion that it gave me. And it's so hard to talk about it right after seeing it, but I just have so much emotion towards it already, and I just saw it, and I feel like it's one of those movies I'm never gonna stop thinking about and never gonna stop wanting to talk about.
Yep.
And also definitely gonna buy it when it comes out, and will recommend it constantly.
100%.
It's one for the ages. Like,
That's great. Yeah.
I will have more to say, but that's like my first thoughts until we spark up some more conversation. So yeah,
100%.
I loved it.
Yeah. So, great review. We're going to be
Turning my feelings right now.
I think I'm in my feelings. We're going to be turning it over to,
I think that was from you actually.
That was for me. Yes.
Mr. Drizzy Aubrey.
Oh my god.
Grant was in the building twice.
Oh yeah.
Second was you. So we are going to be turning it over to Griffin's first review on Cinema 3D. Griffin, give us your take on Godzilla Minus One.
Yes.
What a
please.
great film to first review.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
absolutely.
This was a pleasure to watch. It was unexpected. I think, I love Godzilla. I love the Godzilla franchise. I'm not as storied in it as our good friend John is, but I've seen a decent amount. And I think of what I've seen, this film captured the spirit of the original film more than anything I've ever seen, because we watched that together. John showed it to me about a year ago, I guess.
Forgot about that,
We all watched it together. It was like 2 a.m. We watched King of the Monsters, and then we watched
Right after Pacific Rim too.
and Pacific Rim all in one day. That was a crazy day.
Monsterverse.
It was awesome. And so I really feel like this film captured the same essence, the same feelings. But I really was not expecting to walk in and experience such an intimate human story, and so I just watched 2014 Godzilla this week, and I love that movie. And one of the things I love about it is they wait for so long to like reveal Godzilla, right? Like he's this kind of like this essence, he's this idea. And so I was kind of like, at first I was hoping that this film would do the same thing, but they actually show Godzilla like in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And at first I was really surprised, because I was like, and then I was like, it changed my expectation for the film.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, oh, this is just going to be a Godzilla slaughter fest the entire time. And then you don't see Godzilla again for
A
you
while.
know, like 45 minutes, you know. And then it goes into, you know, our main character's story of him recovering, him having PTSD from the war and from a Godzilla attack, in which he's having to cope with the fact that he really shouldn't be alive, but he's like, he has like the most intense survivor's guilt,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
while also trying to cope with accepting and raising a family
Yeah.
that was thrust upon him they didn't ask for. So you've got all this going on in the context of a Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
you know, which is absolutely bananas. It's so crazy.
yeah.
Which is to Justin's point of like, even if Godzilla wasn't in this film and it was just a war movie,
Yeah,
all the emotion would still
One of
be
the
there.
best.
absolutely.
But you also get Godzilla, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Adding on to what you were saying at the beginning with him showing up so quick, I feel like we all felt the same. You already knew, but I'm sure the first viewing you were like, "What?"
Oh, absolutely.
I was actually scared.
Oh, but not
I've
the
never-
spotlight.
I've never been scared in the Godzilla movie.
I've
Like
never had
genuinely.
genuine cliche like popcorn
No, yeah.
jump in a theater before.
Yeah.
But the amount that I believed that Godzilla was going to show up, you know, when Godzilla shows up in a Godzilla film,
Yeah, you
And
hear the
for it-
theme,
you hear the theme. Yeah. Like, he comes out of the water and like I was waiting for that.
bro.
Quick pan to the right and this beast is standing there.
Dimly lit, but like shards of his skin
And
are
moving,
like on
moving
right.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
dude, this dude
jumped
is
out my
on
seat.
cloud 12 right now.
You have no idea how much I'm enjoying this.
Like, I've trained you well, young Padawan.
Absolutely. No, that's
To-
true.
To venture into deeper, you know, spoiler territory, the moment when his love interest, you know, gets swept away by the wind, you know, and he comes out and he's on his knees and the like acid rain starts falling down and he's just like screaming like, oh,
Brilliant performance.
brilliant performance. That's one of the things that's so interesting about this being a Japanese language movie is that you're still able, as a non-native speaker or someone who doesn't speak the language, you're still able to capture that emotion so well because
Yep.
the acting is so
Freaking good.
freaking good.
Yeah.
That you're capturing this emotion that you're feeling while you're reading, and but you can still hear the tone of what they're saying as they're saying it, and how, you know, his love interest telling him to live, you know, and that she wants him to live while he's not even convinced that he's actually alive.
Yep.
You know, he's consistently thinking that he's actually dead, and you know,
Thesis of the film right there.
yeah,
Yep.
That line. It's incredible.
Oh,
am I actually alive?
yeah,
Oh.
that one, and then the other
That's-
one.
yeah.
The other one, I sent chills through my whole body. Was
A monologue.
no, it was the guy who told the young guy who, when he was screaming, "I want to go with you, I want to go with you." And
Oh
he's
my
like,
gosh. Yeah.
"We
Great.
leave the future.
We leave the future to you.
the future."
Yeah, we leave you the
Like,
future.
And earlier when he says, because the kid's talking about how he
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
get to go to war and he wants to go to war and stuff like that. And he's like, you should be proud
Yeah,
that you didn't.
like, yeah,
And not to dismiss anything like that, but I mean, just like he doesn't know what they all went through.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's my favorite kind of Godzilla or monster movie is the ones that focus on the people more. Again, I love any kaiju monsters punching other monsters. It's always awesome, but the ones that focus on the people experiencing that
Yeah,
and like what they're going through are always the best ones.
absolutely.
And so yeah, that was arguably the best Godzilla film I've ever experienced. So
100%.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say anything right now. I'm trying to. You're delivering me.
So, I mean, fantastic reviews from both of you, and just echoing everything that you guys said about this movie. Right off the bat, going into it, that's a huge moment that I wasn't expecting,
Yeah.
and that set the tone for the film. I was not expecting anything that I got in this film.
Yeah, no, same. No.
No.
Like, I told you something. I was like, I feel like this is gonna be the new Shin Godzilla. It's like completely different.
Which is amazing.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
I don't know how.
I wasn't expecting it, you know. But like, it also threw me off because when you initially see Godzilla, you think it's going to go one way, which is different than the way I thought it was going to go. But they ended up going a completely different way from
Yep.
both of those, you know.
Yeah, no, and this film captures the spirit of the original film 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, just the message of the film, it's there. It's destruction,
Yeah.
and war and choosing to live and fighting for that, even though you have this monster of a beast to tackle in front of you, and it's not going to be, and they all go out and fight him without their government forcing them to go out and fight it. They fight it for the right to live. Talk about beautifully working the art of cinema.
Yeah, no,
To
that's
tell a story that people need to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
That was what this movie did.
That scene when he was asking people who would be willing, and then he's like, "This is not an order" type thing.
Yep.
And then like I was expecting quite a few people to leave, and there was like probably 10.
I like that it showed some people leave.
Yeah.
and it shows the and you just bought everything this movie.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
felt so
Yes.
real.
Yes.
Yes. There was no.
There
There was no plot armor in this movie. Not at all.
No
No,
plot armor.
No suspension of disbelief.
That's what everybody keeps saying, is that there's no plot armor in this movie, and Godzilla's terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, this is people are shocked by this because we've seen the MonsterVerse, and Godzilla just he's the protector, and this and that. Is there no stakes and plot armor galore with the those films, but with everything pretty much. But this, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, when he's like, when they're in the small boat and he's chasing them in the water, and it's just his eyes.
Jaws reference, by the way.
Yeah.
Three characters.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because
The eyes.
The
the
eyes.
eyes. Wow.
The most pissed off Godzilla ever.
The most real looking eyes too.
The most. This is 100% the most realistic looking, just in the face alone, Godzilla that we've seen. His entire design, it's my favorite design I've seen of Godzilla, and I love Shin Godzilla's look, and I love the red. But
Wow. I didn't
this
know that. That's-
this was my absolute.
This was like a blend of Shin and King of the Monsters for me.
He just felt like a just terrifying
Yeah.
animal that you cannot stop, or monstrosity that you cannot stop at all. And he always feels like that, but something about this film with the way he moved, and just like that's the thing. Yeah, he wasn't a hero,
No. Nothing.
just destroyed, and that's what it was.
And like
It was
he
destruction.
literally, like that's his purpose.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't even like he was targeting things. Just the next thing he saw, it was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go here.
Yep.
But like not in a funny way. It was just like, holy crap!
No, I'm gonna go.
You're really
here
gonna
now.
do this again,
there's
bro?
movement here. I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
And then so it had those type of classic Godzilla moments. Had moments that gave you chills from just watching all the ones that you showed us in the first place, and then getting just like, as soon as I heard the theme come into the film, I had to look at you, because I was starting to get pumped in the theater.
Yeah, you get the classic theme in the climax, but his first attack is the theme, but it's also it's a rendition of a classic rendition of a theme from the original composer from Godzilla vs. Mothra, and it's my favorite Godzilla theme. It's one when one of the main characters is in the train.
Oh,
That whole thing is
Yeah.
that music.
no,
It's been redone too. It's still the same sound, but it's a little more modern.
Yeah.
And talk about music really amplifying and sound design amplifying a scene. That amplified it so much. That's a crazy scene.
Yeah.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
the score was absolutely phenomenal.
Score was phenomenal.
Yes.
Every character was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This movie.
Yeah, you cared for everyone.
The
You cared
team,
for all the characters,
you cared for all of them.
especially the team.
The
Doc,
four of them. Yeah.
Doc, Kid, Koichi, the captain.
Yeah.
So
Everyone
Was it
felt real.
Akiko?
Everyone felt like you cared.
Akiko. Yeah, the little girl, Noriko.
The little girl, the
Yeah.
acting.
Oh
my
Yeah,
goodness.
the acting was
Fantastic
great.
call.
Adorable. Holy
Yes.
crap.
Reminds
So
me, it
heartbreaking.
gave me huge Pacific Rim Mako vibes.
A little bit, yeah.
Like,
Gave me honestly my niece vibes, yo.
Yeah.
It hit me so much. I was like, oh
No,
my
that's
gosh. Like
why-
the way she acted, it was like, oh, it was so sweet, it was tender.
it's
Yeah.
like one of the many reasons why I was crying, because like I trying not to, because I knew I didn't know where it was going, but like I saw the beats of the story, but like I was like, what if that was me? And not necessarily that I didn't, his love kind of just happened randomly, but like if that's your own family, like what would you do? And I just kind of broke down.
You know how amazing that is, that you're able to actually project yourself onto those characters like that. Like, that's phenomenal. And not a lot of Godzilla films do this, but not a lot of actual Hollywood films do that either. You can't
What
really,
they do-
especially when it's a lot of superhero things. You can't really. Can you really like put yourself in like superhero shoes or larger than life characters? Not really. This
Honestly,
was like
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
huge
teared
plus.
up in a movie for a while, and this one got me as well.
Yeah,
first time I saw it, it still got me. But the first time, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was ready. I'm like, yes. And out of nowhere, I'm like, oh. Like after the first 45 minutes, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is hitting hard. Man.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
I think the one thing that I have to leave it with is that this should not be looked at like it's just a movie in the MonsterVerse. And
No.
don't think that.
Yeah.
Go to see this to see true cinema this year.
And unfortunately, people are already saying, which, you know, it's the ill-informed. It is what it is. But especially if you're not a Godzilla fan, but people are saying, is this connected to the MonsterVerse? Is Kong in it? Like, people are saying that. It's like, oh man, no, it's not.
This is like what Joker came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's the same type of thing, and you just walk out
yeah,
and you're
that's
just like,
freaking cinema.
This is
Yeah,
this is its own thing. It's not a sequel to Shin Godzilla. It's not a sequel to the MonsterVerse. It's not even a remake. It is its own story that, for the first time ever, besides the original film, even though that's not really a period piece of it because it came out contemporary, but this is a period piece. We haven't gotten that in a Godzilla film before.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So original.
I am just, I mean, to compare it with even the other Godzilla films, the only one that this one competes with for me is 1954. And I think this one actually might, well, I think it might take it.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, just
It got you. It did.
it did.
That's good.
And I think even the entire experience of seeing it in the theater as well
Yeah.
adds a layer to it.
Dude, absolutely. Could you imagine if we didn't? I mean, I was fortunate. I had to watch this movie, but it really got me that there was a moment where I'm like, damn, none of you guys are going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
But because it's done so well, it's extended. I'm like, yes, we can do this, because you guys have to see it. You have to see this in the theater. Like, it's,
have to.
and I mean, if you can see an IMAX, I saw an IMAX. And our theater was good though. It was actually like, I was
I
worried
didn't even
about.
think about what theater we were at. I was just in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was worried about the sound and the picture quality. It was still really, really great, especially Godzilla's Roar. But man, in IMAX though, that thing was boom, so good, so satisfying to my ears.
Yeah.
You lose hearing.
So good, it was so worth it.
But to pass over the review torch now to the godfather of the Godzilla Cinema 3D fan base, that is Daddy John Thomas.
Daddy John.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a big shoot up. So as you guys know, I am a small fan of Godzilla.
Yeah.
I would say, right?
Being modest.
Okay, so I am a diehard, huge Godzilla fan. I have all the films. I've seen them all. I collected it. I collected memorabilia. I study these films. I love them. And this, and I've been a fan of Godzilla since I was a kid. And what's great with Godzilla, similar to like Batman and a couple other characters, is that they can transcend. You can have the serious, dark films. Then you could have your campy films with other messages and kid-friendly stuff. It seems like the general consensus is like, oh, Godzilla, protector of the world and stuff like that. And it's like, if you really, really, really dissect this and you really watch the root of what this is, he is an allegory. The creature is an allegory for what Japan went through, and you see it in this film. And it is phenomenal. Everybody has been saying this statement, and I would also agree. It is one of the best Godzilla films ever made.
Yeah.
A testament to the director, Takashi Yamazaki. He directed the shit out of this. But what's great is that he not only directed it, he also helped do the VFX for it.
Oh wow.
And
awesome.
and let's go back to just the overall production. This film only cost 15 million.
Gosh, I just saw that.
What?
Can you? Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that.
The fact, I mean, you guys finally saw it. After I told you guys, hey, it's only 15 million. I'm sure you guys are like, ah. After watching it, does it look like 15 million?
Looks like big budget Hollywood.
Yo,
100%. And the fact this should, I mean, Hollywood should see this film because it is literally perfect. I mean, they're banking. Toho Studios is banking with this movie, man. I mean, it's doing well here. It crushed it in Japan.
Good.
But anyways, Godzilla is back the way he is always meant to be. It's great to have some American Godzilla films and whatnot, but I think it's kind of, to me, the idea has kind of died off because like ever since when Roland Emmerich did the 98 film, it's like, oh, Hollywood can do Godzilla the better way with huge money and special effects and all this stuff, and it's like,
T-Rex.
T-Rex, exactly. Iguana on two legs. And 2014, the 2014 film, which I love, and Gareth Edwards, the director, did a great job with that. But at the same time, there's just something about Toho, the Japanese way of doing these kaiju films, these monster movies. They're just on another level.
Well, they're so much more attached to it.
Yes, exactly.
In many facets.
Oh, 100. Yeah,
shows.
very much. Yep. And but we're not like that even with like King Kong. I mean, King Kong's an icon for America, but we're not. It's not like he's not an allegory for like how Godzilla is. That's what sets him apart. But these are probably some of the best characters ever put in a Godzilla film.
Absolutely.
And there's a handful of characters that I love in the series, especially in the original film. It's just great characters, especially one of the characters in the film, in the original film, was a scientist. Such a great character. But these are the most well-rounded characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, there is no plot armor. You care for these characters, and it's sad, it's heartwarming, it's devastating as well. Like, tell me how you go through all these ranges of emotions, and it's not forced.
No,
Not-
and it's
yeah,
The comedy's not forced.
freaking funny stuff.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've never laughed in a Godzilla movie before.
Yeah.
Everything felt beyond genuine.
It varied.
Yes.
And you could tell it was made with so much heart. The director clearly loves Godzilla.
Yeah.
Is a fan of these films. Godzilla looks incredible, and I am so. And see, I'm glad that Shin Godzilla had a crazy design. It was very different. It took chances on the big G.
Yeah.
I'm glad that at the same time we kind of got a more traditional Godzilla with some extra sprinkles of newness. Like, oh, okay, you can do this, you can do that. That's cool. But it was inherently still very classic, and he looks very much like the 90s era of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With very much
Eyes.
but exactly, but with a little bit. It's almost like the director kind of like picked and choose like and chose different parts pieces from other designs and kind of amalgamated together.
Yeah.
And it looked phenomenal. I'm glad that they scaled him back as far as his size. It's kind of closer to the original Godzilla film as far as his size, because it started getting even in those films, he started getting huge, and then Shin Godzilla in 2014, it was like massive.
This felt real.
It felt very real.
Yeah.
The scale looked perfect.
Yeah.
God, this is terrible.
What did you think
Yeah.
of the color
The color,
of Godzilla himself?
it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't. He's usually charcoal. Everyone's the cliche is, oh, look, green. No, he's not green. He's only green once, in Godzilla 2000. But normally he's charcoal gray, or charcoal black.
Yeah.
But this was like black with brown shades and
Well, some of it was scar tissue.
scar tissue.
The
too.
stuff was scar tissue,
which
which
is-
is like where the like coloration happened.
And let me tell you why that's amazing. if you look at the design of the original film, the way if you look at it, look at some photos of the original film, the way his scales are, or the way his skin is just like that. Like he's a survivor of an atomic blast. And I love that they show him surviving that and also pissed off from that too. You can tell that he's literally like, he should not be looking like that. He should not be existing. You can tell he is. This is probably the most pissed off he's ever been. And he's pissed off in the original Godzilla film. He's pissed off in the Return of Godzilla from 1984. Pissed off in that movie. But this was like, holy shit! Like he is pissed off, and it's awesome. Yeah. It's there's so much to unpack. My mind, like, it's just, I cannot wait to have this in my collection of 30 plus films. Yeah. And the music, the classic Godzilla themes were there. People, some people were like, "Oh, does it seem kind of forced?" No, I think they're the ones that Toho does it the best because they originated the music and stuff. You know, I think the original composer of the Godzilla film is Akira Ifukube. Rest in peace. I think he would be proud of this. And who else would be proud of this movie? The original director of the original film, Ishiro Honda, one of my favorite directors. Yamazaki-san, Ishiro Honda is literally smiling that you made this amazing film that he would go watch. And that's a testament to how great this movie is. I would so highly recommend this movie. If you can try to see it, please do. If not, wait for it to come out on digital and Blu-ray. Buy it, rent it, watch it. You won't be disappointed. This was a shocker for this year, let me tell you. I'm a Godzilla fan, and so I'm a Godzilla fan, obviously. So I'm a Godzilla fan, so I'll obviously like love it. But I wasn't expecting to be like, yo, this could contend for top of the year.
Contend for top.
And I love that. I love that a Godzilla film could possibly do that, and that just gives me so much hope. You know, as opposed to
is going to be a contender for bottom of the year.
Yeah, probably. I'm not. I know.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you know what? It's all good though, because at least it's Toho doing this and killing it. And Toho's done some short films as well, with some directors doing like 5-minute short films, and those are more suitmations. With actual men in suit, so you should get the best of both worlds. They even done some animated short films as well. So you get the CGI modern tech, you get the suitmations, and you get the animated film, animated shorts. So it's been a huge year for Godzilla, and it's phenomenal. So I love this movie. I think it will be in my top films of all time. Wow. As well. I think I could
top 5 or top 50.
I don't know. I don't know if where it's at, but yeah, definitely for sure. But it's definitely in my top films.
So let me ask you this, because this could be the first time. Should we go around and wait for you? We'll start with you.
Me?
Yeah. We're going to go back around the whatever this is shape-wise.
Square.
Yeah, 4 sides. All right, so we're going to start with you. Out of the Cinema 3D rankings, which we have a 5-tier ranking system. There you are. 5-tier ranking system, starting with never again, means you're never going to watch the movie again. Not a fan, which means you didn't really care for the movie. It wasn't really your cup of tea. Good flick is what an average most movies will be if you highly enjoyed the film. It gets a positive rating. Great movie, had a few problems. In my collection was a phenomenally great movie, one that you have to own, one that you will watch frequently, one that you want to show other people. Like, he has a collection right there. It's beautiful.
Not all these movies are in my collection, but
and some particular movie collections he has are actually incomplete and not a complete collection.
Oh, he had to throw that shade in there
because there's some never agains.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Then the highest honor a film can receive is what we call movie magic. That is something that we are not generous with at all, because that is pretty much achieving a perfect score of a film that is a film that is really just one of your favorite of all time. I have not announced a movie magic movie on this channel as of yet. Neither has Justin. John, you have not, for any of the new movies that have come out. I know you haven't said any yet. So
I'm very
so we are looking forward to the day when a new movie comes out that reaches movie magic. We haven't anyway. So Justin, we'll start with your ranking.
my ranking for Godzilla Minus One.
Godzilla Minus One.
I love this movie so much. I want to see it again, and then again after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Can't wait till it comes out so I can buy it.
Same.
Definitely
Yo,
gonna be up there.
the time when it comes out, I am buying that shit.
I want to watch
get
it
it on
as soon as
Steelbook.
possible.
Oh, so do I.
Steelbook or 4K Blu-ray. That's what it deserves.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is one of my favorite movies ever made. So it's definitely movie magic.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Wow.
I mean, from top to bottom, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
No, there's not.
There's not one single thing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Mine is blown right now.
I don't. It's I don't want to spoil the top 10 of the year, but like it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how you just said we don't give this.
No, we don't give it out lately.
We've never done it,
don't.
and it just so happens that Christmas is right around the corner, so I got a gift this year.
That's
Godzilla Minus One.
perfect. That was it. That was great. Holy crap. Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
So
Wow, that is our first official Movie Magic claim on Cinema 3D. This is a historic moment, one that will certainly go down in the history books.
Yep.
Griffin.
man, it feels weird to come on to the podcast and then just be like, oh yeah, movie magic, obviously. Like, so I'm sitting here and be like, oh, can I explain a way to make that in my collection so that I don't sound like a poser? But I gotta agree with Justin. I cannot think of something wrong with this film.
Perfection.
There was one VFX shot in the entire film that I thought looked a little wonky. And even then, it didn't really look that wonky, But if that's the only thing I can say about this movie, where it's not even an actual issue, it was something that I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like it was more that I knew what they did.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that it looked bad. I just knew what they did to do it. And so yeah, what can you say? I was because even like when you were talking about the levity, that it had, that was because of the captain. And like every character has an important purpose for being there. Even the captain, who's kind of this levity character, but he's like a foil to the main character who's depressed the entire movie.
Yep.
And so you've got this one trying to like raise his spirits and tell him the right way to go.
I love that. It's so optimistic, especially since the original film wasn't that optimistic. There was a sense of nihilism with very much a caution, a lot of caution. This film does the complete opposite, and it's like there's hope.
Yes.
But there is a level of sadness there and caution there. But it's still like the overall message is amazing. It's so like I'd be shocked if the people in Japan did not like really like. I know this had to hit them hard, man.
Yeah.
But just in general, just the world in general, it's a beautiful message. A film that had a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that much. We don't have that many of films that have done that this year.
Yeah.
Amazing. A monster movie.
only one other one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, again, you've got this character who at the beginning is like, again, the levity, but ends up becoming the hope.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie is trying to do, and he ends up becoming thematically one of the most important characters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just phenomenal. So yeah, first time on. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna have to toss this one a movie magic. I mean, what can you say?
2 Movie Magics in a row. Now,
Anyone for that?
so this movie, here's my problem. I am probably the stingiest when it comes to movie magic, because I'm trying to decide if movie magic means how limited am I going with giving away movie magic.
Oh no, I feel the same way. I just could not.
And that's the position I'm currently in today.
Yeah.
Because I am battling right now between movie magic and in my collection.
It's a big deal.
This is a huge deal.
It's a huge deal. He is very stingy.
I'm extremely stingy because I almost want to limit movie magic to my top 15 films of all time. That's how stingy I am with it.
That's what I want.
That's what's hard about it.
Yeah, that's what's hard.
Because I could see a movie that is the best film of the last 10 years, but that doesn't necessarily mean it could achieve movie magic.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it.
Do we need to come back to you?
The problem is, I felt the exact
The
same
problem
way.
is, I want to say how this, as of right now, probably to me is the best film of the year.
Yeah.
And that's the claim that I'm making.
Yeah. That's why I said movie magic, because it is the best film of the year.
It's the best film of the year, easily.
Holy shit, this is.
But then again, we need to come up with an actual criteria for movie magic so we
Movie
know.
magic to me. Here, I'll break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Because is this in my top 15? I don't know about that, but is it in my top 50? Yes.
Movie. So there are some movie magic movies that I will have once we do that video that have some flaws.
Right. Real same.
Like, just straight up.
Yeah.
Whether it's literal flaws, like, you know, Dark Knight, literal, you know, there's editing errors. There's,
Yeah.
but stuff like that.
Editing errors.
Like, editing errors, just stuff that people would generally nitpick.
Right,
I don't find as that. If a movie like Godzilla Minus One has nothing that I can even detailed look for and find no flaw,
We
that's
almost
why
need
it's a
to
movie magic for me.
rearrange our ranking system. Because no,
This guy.
here's why though. Because movie magic is the highest honor of a film, but we could have a movie that is nostalgic and it be movie magic. But that doesn't mean it's objectively great. This movie's objectively great.
Yeah.
And-
I see that.
You see what I mean? So like, let's say as an example, Space Jam doesn't live up to a movie like this, but it might be one of my favorite movies just out of pure nostalgia.
You had to bring
Yeah.
the Space Jam.
So
No, that is the flaw in our ranking.
that is the flaw in our ranking system.
But hey, we
is,
made it.
Yeah.
is the subjective and objective. But we're just talking about this movie today, and this movie is objectively, I have nothing to say about it. I have nothing nitpick. Probably the best movie of the year. The only one that I can think of where you're walking out with this feeling afterwards. So, regardless of my whatever, we're giving this film movie magic.
All right.
This is. You guys don't understand how crazy this is.
Yeah, this entire time, I feel like my vision was just like more tunnelized to you. Wow. 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Okay.
Now, leave it up to the biggest Godzilla fan to give his ranking.
Hey, boys. Okay. It's movie magic. Guys, I can't do this. I can't fill this up. You're right. There's literally nothing wrong with this movie. It is literally phenomenal. I can't get over this movie. I'm thinking about it every day. I listen to the soundtrack way too much.
I will be listening to it because that soundtrack's so freaking good.
Please do. Especially Godzilla Suite #1. It's phenomenal.
The constant repetition, but it's never annoying. Strings and a lot of strings, but
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, they do different stuff with it, and like the opening sequence, horrifying.
Yeah.
With the same monotone score for like 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and then a lot of the emotional stuff didn't have scores, which was amazing.
Or if it did, it just had like low,
Yeah.
but it was perfect.
There was just so many different themes in this movie,
Yeah.
like musically and thematically.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. No, but I mean, it's movie magic, man.
Yeah.
Like the only other film that, like from your point, as far as walking out of the theater and feeling like this was Dial of Destiny and Oppenheimer.
Okay.
As far as like
It's gonna be
those three. However, this one, they're really. See, with Dial of Destiny and even Oppenheimer, there's some things that you can maybe, this and that. It's, you can't. There's some things you can nitpick and have problems with if you really step back and think.
Yeah.
You can't with this movie.
Nope.
Like and I'm biased, but at the same time,
No, you're not. This movie's just great.
yeah, exactly.
No, that's the thing is you don't need to be.
I was not expecting this from you guys, and I could not believe this.
You're biased with some other Godzilla movies, probably.
I mean, yeah.
That's
The ones that might just not be as good, like as the original or 84 or
Yeah.
2014, but like, no.
It's great if you're a Godzilla fan, this film, and if you have never seen a Godzilla movie, it's great. And if you didn't like other Godzilla movies, it's great.
If you like
You can't go wrong with it.
war movies, it's for you. If you like monster movies, it's for you. If you like
love stories.
if you like love stories, it's for you. If you like
Found
once again,
family. It's for you.
family. Here's another one. I forgot. But
You like
horror,
political thriller.
tap right there. But
If you like
Yeah.
Boats, if you like boats.
cooking documentaries, it might not be for you.
Now there's
You like
cooking
what?
in it.
Cooking documentaries. Yeah, there is cooking.
There is cooking in it.
Very,
Yeah.
yeah, that made me
very interesting.
Could be for you.
miso soup after that, even though it's probably not the right thing. But like,
Some sake as well, man.
So they were enjoying that. Yeah, absolutely.
I can go for some.
but the freaking everything, I can't put into words how amazing this movie is.
Yeah.
Not gonna say it's my favorite movie of all time, but it's one of those that, like, yeah, it could be, you know, like it's not. I'm not saying that. 'cause
No,
I've
no,
said that
no,
before.
no, yeah.
But,
No,
like,
but like still the fact
this
that it's
is-
even in like
This is
Congress,
like
yo.
that type of movie
Mhm.
that should be, you know, considered as one of the greats of all time.
I agree 100%. And then, you know, what a great character to have that
Yeah.
as well. Because, I mean, you know, obviously the original Godzilla, it would be the other one. And that's always been the thing, too, with, you know, Godzilla being this huge franchise. The one that I've always kind of linked to as being like what I would consider to be this type of film is only 1954. And the other ones have all been like, oh, that one is a great film, as the 5 we talked about earlier, which we'll save for another video. But 1954 was the one where I could be like, this is kind of like peak cinema. It's nice to see it come back around again with peak cinema.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's
70
that
years.
it's that perfect combination of like it's an objectively fantastic movie.
Yep.
It is an objectively, you could say, flawless movie, but in conjunction with that, it is also just hits you.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
it is relatable to your humanness,
Yeah.
right? Like we are Americans who watched this film and
Right.
got something out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not for us,
Yeah.
right? But yet
Transcends.
we felt it, you
Yeah.
know? And so when those things come together, that's movie magic, man.
That's movie magic.
Oh, man, I
That's a great-
couldn't have said it
yeah,
better
yeah.
myself. Look at this guy.
And what year did Joker come out?
19.
This could be the best film of the decade as of right now.
You gotta stop. This is like I'm like getting blown away.
Best film of the 21st century.
I'm like getting blown away every single moment, yo.
You think about that, though.
I keep going. Best Godzilla score
Oh,
overall.
wow.
Obviously pulling from the original's music.
Yeah,
That's always a
But,
tricky
like,
thing with a legacy film is they pull from the original. So which one has
but
the
if you
better?
can do it
Yeah.
different and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
better.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, absolutely.
My favorite looking film, not Godzilla himself, but like my favorite looking Godzilla film to date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
All encompassing. I mean, obviously had my favorite acting in a Godzilla film because I connected with it the most.
Yeah.
That also blends with the story.
Yep.
Best overall story, I would say too, because it allows you that time to connect to it. And I remember in 1954, I felt like the fact that this one has just a regular man dealing with his love and also not wanting to be succumbed to love,
right.
rather than just strictly the scientist more throughout. This one still had a scientist aspect, but I feel like this had more for me.
I think we can't, because it's crazy how often I think about that. We can't sleep on 54 though.
No,
Because
no.
that one,
Well-
the emotion that is
Yeah.
in a particular scene in that film
Yeah.
hits really hard.
To
Yeah.
me, it's like, again, I can pretty confidently say I like this one more than 54. But I mean, it's like Super Mario 64 to Super Mario Galaxy for anybody that plays
That's
games. You know, that it's like
That's a great
Super
comparison.
Mario Galaxy is a better game than Super Mario 64. But you cannot for a second undervalue the importance of
Exactly.
Super Mario 64 in that it's also incredible and groundbreaking and phenomenal
And that's where that type of scenario comes in.
and
Absolutely.
matters. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy right now.
I feel like you have a good thing you have a timer, because I feel like if it wasn't so late, I could keep thinking about stuff.
I think
One of the most epic scenes ever.
Yeah.
The cut to silence for about 15, 20, 25 seconds.
Incredible.
All of a sudden, the
That's
score
what
just
keeps
comes
going
back
forward, right?
in.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
the stable tracking shot of the plane, whatever you call it, the jet, and then the other one somewhere in the middle of the movie, like it was just the freaking, she pushes him. I
He left.
I thought it was gonna be the other way around.
Yes,
point.
that was
That's a
crazy.
great point.
He wants to die.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to get swept away.
Oh,
He doesn't even care.
with the dude from the beginning. Like, I knew something was up with the lever. I just did not expect that he was actually going to eject.
Like show him that it was an ejector.
Yeah.
I thought when he initially said, the bomb, where he said that it's a safety for the bomb if you pull this.
Yep.
I thought that was going to be the ejection, but it turns out that no, that was just a safety for the bomb. And then later on, he showed him.
Yeah.
No, I was pretty surprised that he told him to live. Like I thought I thought that he was going to be
and
pretty.
He was emotional about it.
Yeah.
The dude
Again, message
literally
of the film.
beat him up just because he wanted to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Hated him as long as he knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was both of their redemption arcs completed.
It was just to tell him to live.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
gosh.
Man, dude.
Incredible.
I want to watch it again.
I want to watch it
Can
again.
you talk about how wonderful stable shots are? That it's just, dude, I watched the Hunger Games last week.
Oh, such a good movie.
It's amazing. I love the movie. It's an incredible film, but there's just
Right.
I can't see.
Right.
Yeah. Not thinking about it yet.
Yeah.
Like I can't see anything.
No, I mean, just it's stable shots, parallax, beautiful parallax shots.
Especially since it is a foreign film and people are going to be reading subtitles. Definitely lends more towards that.
Yeah.
But it adds to the horror.
Yes.
Because when it does happen, it's scary.
True.
And a huge advantage I gotta say over, let's say, Godzilla, not to say anything about that film, but 2014 is I can see Godzilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Yes, I would agree. Is like that was one of the main criticisms. And yeah, like how crazy is it that Toho and the director were confident, being like, there's only one night scene. Everything else is daylight. We're gonna show you this in all its glory for only that's only cost 15 million, but we're confident and we want you to see this creature.
Yeah.
100%. Dude, I mean, with the whole like shaky shots and even steady shots, like some of it, like the shot where the two main characters are running away with all the other people behind them, and you have this amazing shot going like this, and you have Godzilla's foot going like that. Dude, that was shot on a drone. They literally they used I think a Mavic, but it was one of the high-end Mavics, and literally I saw the behind the scenes, and it was literally just there. Yeah, it's literally just there, and they're doing that. What, dude? They literally shot this on a backlot and had a green screen here, and then maybe had a little bit of like the props for like the old school Japanese like shop area, and then they showed you that like when they putting how it looks like, and then putting all the VFX on there. And what you see, none of that was freaking real, but the humans were real, and the little bit of the props were real. So like, that's a testament to making it believable, and it's phenomenal.
That's great.
Anyways, just had to say that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I will. We will be buying this on Blu-ray.
We'll be buying this on Blu-ray for a little
There's
movie
like
magic.
6 or 7 scenes I want to rewatch right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude,
I want to rewatch his first attack on land.
Yeah,
The opening of the
train.
I watched that. The train.
That one, yeah.
No, the train.
The train one.
Yeah.
That has the
All
best music.
Sad scenes. The ending. Then the very end. Talk about an actual good plot twist again.
Well, also like she had something coming up on her neck.
Yeah, I know.
Dude,
Yeah,
like is that radiation?
that is, yeah.
Is it a connection to Godzilla? Like,
I'm glad you say, because
What, like a
we're
dark ending?
We're getting the spoilers there, so it's like for sure.
I'm taking it as
But-
happy.
It is, but
Happiness.
but at the same time, like that's the thing with war too. It's
Yeah, 'cause,
kinda
like, that's-
war happened, and you're gonna have casualties. People are injured. People have radiation, all PTSD, all that stuff. But we're alive. That's what's great. It is there is a level of caution and somber with that, especially at the very end too, which But
Yeah.
we won't say that, but. Phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean that connects so much more with Godzilla being an analogy for World War II. And the atomic bomb. That that's what the people of Japan went through.
Yeah.
The people that were lucky enough to survive the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Its radius ended up dying of radiation poisoning. Years later.
True.
And it's just it just hammers that message home. That it's like there's still a cost to these things that goes beyond imminent destruction.
Love that.
Yeah.
This
Well said.
is as John would say, masterclass display of why film is the way it is and why we need to keep it alive.
Great point.
That's
You need to see this movie. I don't know who you are, if you're watching, if we get 1 view, if we get 1 million, who cares? Like, you need to go see this movie.
Heed this word, see this film. That's where it comes
There we
down.
go.
Yeah.
4 unanimous movie magic decision. First time ever.
We're not gonna happen for a long time again.
No. Dude,
Sorry about that.
Oppenheimer didn't even get movie magic.
No, Oppenheimer did not. And one of the best films of the year.
And-
Second best film of the year.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, as of right now, it is.
Well, the thing, yeah, like this one shocked the crap out of me. Oppenheimer, I went into that thinking it was going to be my favorite of the year. Obviously
I
not.
thought it was gonna stay. At
yeah.
that point. Yeah.
And then another movie, a la Hunger Games, shocked me too.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
gonna.
I'll talk
It's,
about the original Hunger Games, the shaky cam.
oh,
Like I watched
Okay.
it. Oh yes, that was
I was
confusing.
talking about the new movie. The new
No, the new one was amazing.
is so freaking.
Yes, the new one's
And
incredible.
Cannot wait to do our top 5 or top 10 of the year, which will
Yes,
be filmed
very
very soon.
You know, let me just say this though. This year, I actually was ranking mine the other day, getting ready for it. This year actually kind of delivered.
It's not bad.
It wasn't a
I
bad year at
haven't
all.
seen that many, but I feel like for the most part, the ones I've seen have been the ones I needed to
It
see.
was a lighter year for seeing films as well. I've seen about 12 films. I got
12.
about, oh really?
Yeah.
I got about 3 or 4 more that I just need to see before we do this review.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how many we end up mentioning in that one. But
It's gonna be fun.
as of right now, that closes out our review of Godzilla Minus One. Did you see Godzilla Minus One? That 1 viewer, 1,000,000 viewers, whoever's watching this right now, did you see it? What did you think of it? And also, what's your favorite Godzilla film or favorite Godzilla moment? Let us know down in the comments below, and we will see you guys next time for more cinema 3D and 4D and however many Ds we can get.